Myself, my name is Rory McCusker. I'm your camera operator commentator for this curling stadium production, the S3 Group SAS Tour Series. Swift Current Curling Club, where lots of high caliber curling has been played over the last few years, especially. With hammer, looking to draw to the wing, use that Kalthoff stone as some backing. Could have hit it, could have kind of kept the blank bail chance alive, but with a corner guard over on the other side, a rock already in the rings, Team Springer choosing to go for it. I think they're going to score. They have a chance to score to this end, so they take that opportunity. Lead stones are complete. Aaron Shutra. Oh, no, it's three-piece. Three-piece Kalthoff. Ringer's throwing three. Yeah, pretty good hit for a lead. Just making sure everything is hunky-dory before I focus enough on this game that it's worth commentating. Bear with me for a second. How's that? How's that balance? Sounds pretty good, I think. Let me know in the chat if you want to hear more ambient audio. How's the audio sounding? How's the video looking? That's the best way to give me the direct feedback. I can control that all right in front of me. So viewers of this stream, please chime in on the chat. Let me know how it's looking. Let me know how it's sounding. Let me know where you're tuning in from, who you're rooting for, what your connection is to the team. And if you have any stories to contribute or anything like that, that's the whole beauty of a live stream. That's the better part of watching on YouTube instead of TV, because we all get to participate together. So get in there. Get in that chat. Here's Sam Wells, little hit and roll. Across the face, always a little more challenging to call the sweep. Boom. Made it happen. Left about half poking out, but that's still quite a good shot. There's no way to return that hit and roll. Team Springer will have to hit and roll open. Will spill out of the rings. Looks like we'll see Team Kalthoff focus on this corner guard. Try to get a force stone buried in there. Definitely don't want to leave this too deep. Give Team Springer something to freeze to. Build something along these corner guards. Got 2 corner guards on that side, so a lot of room to get buried. Sam Wills back to the bro look. Mustache free, backwards hat. That's the U of R Sam Wills flavor. Love it. Love to see it. Looking good, buddy. Gets a piece of the rings. Not quite as much as they were hoping for, but like I was saying before, deep is the only real mistake there. Won't be a lot of room to get one buried for Team Springer. Might kind of tempt them into bringing this a little too deep. Should be a nice battle today between these 2 teams. Garret and Drew playing together for most of their men's career that I've known them. I think they get sick of each other at a certain point, but apparently not. Comes up late on that draw around. That was, for the first end, a lot of ways that you could have missed that shot. That would have been not so good, but that's not the worst way to miss it. They do eliminate the opportunity to get rid of that yellow stone. I think they realized, Team Springer realized pretty early on that someone was scoring this end when they made that decision to throw a draw with Austin Williamson's second stone instead of making a hit, keeping the blank opportunity alive. So not too upset that they're not able to remove that yellow stone in the top 12. It's been pretty implied that someone's scoring this end from the get-go. Dustin Kalthoff will start up these skip stones in the first end. Little tight, says Sam. Got ringer on this one pretty quick. Playing it pretty tight to the guard. They get around, trying to get this to slow down before the T-line. It'll straddle the T-line. That's a fine spot to be. Probably a little deeper than they would have preferred, but first end, line 2 behind cover. Team Kalthoff pretty happy right now, I think. Now, I do think they came just deep enough and they curled just far enough that there's going to be a sort of freeze tap opportunity. Team Springer's going to be able to get shot rock on the side of the button. Just don't want to bounce off. You want to make sure you get shot rock, though, somehow here. Leading off his 2 stones, Garret Springer. Skip. Leaving this one. Letting it go. It's going to be a bit of a chip. Chips off. Does not hang on for shot rock. Just a little heavy. Final stone for Dustin Kalthoff. Try to basically repeat his previous shot. Just stack the odds, stack the chips here. Try to steal 2 or force against 2 instead of 1. Might think about leaving something on the center line here, making the draw extra hard if you really wanted to steal, but I think we just got another draw. Big line call from Sam. Trying to keep it on the nose. Basically got it there. Kind of slowed down on them. Draw against 2 in this first end. Garret Springer. On it right away. Sweepers are down on it. Trying to drag it there. Facing 2. We're going to clean that in. Gets a piece of the button. Nice draw. Garret Springer secures his single point in the first end. That'll put him up 1-0. It'll be Kalthoff with hammer in the second when we come back.
S3 Delta ATV size harrows are for landowners, arena operators, groundskeepers, contractors, and everyone in between. Our maintenance-free harrows are made of rugged materials which allow work to be done, not done on them. Our harrows are used for maintaining corrals and indoor arenas. They can also level and smooth pastures, gravel paths, and driveways. They're wonderful for preparing seed beds for food plots. They can dethatch and aerate to allow moisture to get where moisture needs to be. Manure doesn't do any good in a pile. Our harrows help break it up and get it dispersed. Best of all, it's not a one-dimensional product, as it can be used in 3 different ways: in an aggressive mode, a less aggressive mode, or even on its back in a smoothing mode, all accomplished with the simple placement of our drawbar. Made in America with American steel in Shenandoah, Iowa.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Welcome back. It's already a doozy. Team Springer, Team Kalthoff. Big force. Kalthoff line 2. Garret needing to draw against 2 points in the first end. Scary stuff. Makes it happen. Really good sweep. A little bit light out of his hands. Sweepers, Dustin McCush, Austin Williamson getting that rock there. And now second end. Center guard Springer, corner guard Kalthoff. get these cameras straightened out. A bit of a chip. Doesn't get that draw around. Team Kalthoff ignoring the center line stones, choosing to build their own corner guard and draw combo. Matt Ring throwing 3 rocks today. A lot to ask from the kid. Leaves that a little deep. Probably just trying to take it easy on Sam Wills. Wants to keep Sam's breath right where it is. Doesn't want to work him too hard. Sam's got to throw 3-2. Ringer just that nice of a guy. Doesn't want to make the boys sweep. Team Springer playing out to the wing. That'll have to be replaced. Was not the intention. Trying to get around that. Take out that rock in the back of the 8-foot. See if I can straighten out that center line for the people. Here at Curling Stadium, I am your stream operator, commentator, chirper of the teams. Got a lot of responsibilities here. I take them very seriously. So, getting those cameras straightened out. My favorite view, the home and away view. That's a little flip there. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, how many rocks are left here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is McCush's second stone. Looking for a hit and roll behind the center. Not in a ton of trouble yet, but they're behind the 8 ball, that's for sure. To make the hit, let's see where you can roll his shooter to. That's a fantastic shot. Edge to edge. I do not think there's an inside roll there. Almost got it right in behind. Would have been a pretty short run back, but still. Nice bounce back from Dustin. Missed his first stone, made it right on the second. Still low center guard, corner guard for Team Kalthoff. Mostly buried stone in the back of the 8. Now looking to lie to Sam Wills first stone. Makes the hit, rolls to the wing, and we're back where we started. Drew's first stone, trying to make this pretty long hit and roll. There's the hit. There's the roll. Another really nice roll from Team Springer. That's a long way to go. That's going to poke the rock out the other side. So now Team Kalthoff will have to take that out-turn side. It'll group their stones, perhaps leaving a double, perhaps leaving a kind of tap-back opportunity. That's a great roll from Garret. Or, sorry, Drew. The Springer who throws third. Great roll from him. Trying to get a piece of this one. Matt able to carve it to the point where it's going to sit in the rings. Yeah, great sweep, Matt Ring. Not an ideal position. That's going to be pretty easy to freeze on top of. That's how good that roll from Drew Springer was. Forced Sam to throw on the opposite side of the center guard than they would have preferred. Now it rolled to the back of the house. Now there's a pile. I would say advantage still with Team Kalthoff. They're lying 2, semi-undercover along the wings. Not a lot of danger down the middle, so still looking pretty good for Team Kalthoff with hammer, but Team Springer's really fought back. Made this a lot better for themselves. Call was for 13 seconds, so kind of a light board wait. Kind of off and on, waiting for this to curl. Yeah, not sure why they threw so much weight at that. But they're perfectly buried once again. 2 really nice shots from Drew Springer. Making it work. Bringing play from the wings to the center. Team Kalthoff bringing play from the center to the wings. 2 teams with a very similar understanding of the game that they're trying to play. This one's really going to come down to execution, I think. Talking about what to do with this thing. Don't blame him. Sam did want to play this in turn, so that's what they went with. Trying to get that late curl. Makes contact, rolls out, will not save it. So 2 really nice rolls. I'll say it once again. Garret Springer kind of forcing the play of Team Kalthoff. Forcing them to roll to a spot that they didn't necessarily prefer. And then force them to a hit and roll out. Skip stones. Really interesting ice here. I wonder if he's just adjusting for his outward momentum or whether this is a tap back. Looks like they are adjusting for the momentum. It'll be a draw around the center guard. Sweepers not wanting to touch it. It will be buried, but it sinks to the back 8 foot. Should be available for removal. Team Kalthoff. Trying the same kind of shot Sam did. Hoping to get a little more late finish. Maybe play it a little tighter to the guard. With that, Dustin does ask for an inch or two more ice. Dustin Kalthoff's first stone here with hammer in the second end. On and off that sweep. Looks like they got it. They're going to leave those dead flat. No double opportunity. That is as good as they were hoping for. Yeah, Team Springer's made quite a few impressive rolls this end already. See if they can get one more. Make Dustin's last shot as tough as possible, but this is looking like a deuce opportunity. Really nicely done, Team Kalthoff. Hanging with them. Well played game so far. We'll roll the opposite side, not out of the rings, but far enough away. Team Kalthoff is not going to have to worry about this one at all. You can watch. Well, here it is. Open draw. 4-2 in the second end. Team Kalthoff. Just keeping it clean. Open draw to the rings. And it's going to sit right there. It's a score of 2. Team Kalthoff takes the lead in the second end. Oop, wrong side. It'll be Team Springer with hammer in the third when we come back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
We are back. Pretty fast-paced game. Thanks, boys. Appreciate that. About 30 minutes in, starting this third end. Not that you'd know that from looking at the scoreboard. Let's see if I can get my proverbial shite together. Looks like center guard, corner guard. That's what we've seen every end so far. Oh, no. The first end we saw a bit of a tick as they came around the center guard. That's going to work out just fine. Going to settle down. Looks like back four, so a little deeper. They watered. Ringer. Bit of a case of the heavy so far. I bet he'll get that figured out in no time. Resetting the guard. Looks like I've been on mute for a few shots. Was just saying that was a strong start. Austin Williamson, 2 for 2 this end. Good to see Austin back on the tour in a full-time capacity. He's played here and there. Front end positions, third 1 year. But back on the tour in a full-time capacity and starting off strong. Both teams making most of their shots here. Ringer came a little bit deep on his first one, but made it right on, or sorry, his first draw, made it right on his second draw. Resetting that center guard after a McCush peel. Now they'll play around the guard, or is this a sweep to make it curl? Sorry, my view's a little laggy. It's tough to see what weight people are throwing. That was definitely some come around tap weight. Chip the center guard off, which you'd want to say is a good thing, but since it was so light, those the shooter did not roll very far. Neither did the guard he chipped. That's going to take away both draw paths. Not a good looking situation right now for Team Springer. Big opportunity to lay one down the middle of the ice. On this one early to keep it straight, you could hear Kalthoff say, "Good job, Maddie." I think Sam let that one go quite inside, so they had to work hard on keeping that rock and the path they wanted it to prevent it from over curling. Did its job because looks like Garrett's got a run back lined up for his brother Drew. As an opponent, as someone who plays these guys, this is the type of game you expect from them. You leave them run backs, they're going to make one eventually. So run back attempt number 1 from Drew Springer. On the top, just barely blows by. The rock's down the middle. So not missed by much by one of the better run back throwers on tour. And it'll be another guard from Sam Wills. Gets to repeat the same shot that he just threw. So no excuses here, Sam. If you're inside again. He's inside again. Heard Matt say same thing. Now they're hoping this one stops curling. And I think it is going to over curl, yeah. Just over curls, leaves the door open. Yeah, Sam knows it. So, pretty good angles here to hit this on the intern side, make a little roll behind the corner guards. That's a big mistake, Team Kalthoff. All of a sudden, that red stone on the wings comes right back into play. It's like a full normal hit weight. Toss this one a little outside. Doesn't like it. Only takes one off and rolls his shooter out, so could not answer the bell. Big opportunity to lie to there. Couldn't keep that rock straight. Looks like ice for a draw, but I'm not sure. Might be another guard. You'd think that Team Kalthoff, if there was a chance to get in the rings, lie two, you think they would want to take it. So I assume this is a draw. Nope, Matt's calling out 1-2, so must not be a wide enough hole there. Satisfied with guarding their current rock. Matt's first stone in the back 4 foot. I guess the only danger is if a run back is made, it's made for 2 instead of 1. All right, shout out to all 9 of my viewers on YouTube right now, one of them being Tanner Ring. Oh, a lot of chaos there after that run back. First, we had a collision on the wing. Red stone colliding with red, and then we almost had a yellow come off the sideboards. Stopped by at the last second, Dustin Kalthoff. Yeah, one of my viewers, Tanner Ring, he's got all the time in the world to watch his brother play, but won't come play with me on Thursdays. What a shame. Doesn't make a lot of logical sense, if you ask me. But c'est la vie. Maybe when I have kids, I will understand. Tanner probably just looking for something to do in between losing his toonie bets on college football. And the 4th guard in a row. Team Kalthoff playing with fire, leaving runbacks for the Springers, I'll tell you that. But they've been getting away with it so far. Garrett's going to have one more chance to make this run back for 2. And a really unfortunate kind of chip and roll off with Kalthoff's stone there. If it would have finished off about 2 feet higher, this run back would not be available, and the intern hit path would not have been available as well. But because Kalthoff chipped off of that red guard, now you've got these 2 reds, not locked and loaded, but definitely a nose red on red makes this happen. Very makeable. Not easy, but when you're playing the Springers, you know these run backs. Can't leave them too many of them. Last stone. Third end, looking for 2 points. Garret Springer. On and off the sweep. Gets one. Blows by the other. It will be a steal of 1. Team Kalthoff. That's a 2-point lead that they're going to take into the fourth end. Garret Springer with hammer when we come back.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Hi there, Jim Hale for S3 Air Systems. Today we're going to talk about their new product, UFO aeration. Here you can see the completed durable powder-coated steel frame construction and the large mega louver design that allows 4 times more airflow than traditional steel louver designs. Here I'm just bolting the stage halves together. You can see how the components lock together with just a counterclockwise twist for different aeration needs where you can add and remove stages. Just remember that once there's grain in the bin, you can't change how many stages are in it. Please empty the bin before you change the number of stages.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back, fourth end. Team Kalthoff guarding for their life for that whole third end. Springers could not make one of their patented run backs. It was for 2, but just a little bit of a miss sweep. Kept the rock kind of high. They threw a little softer weight than I thought they would as well. Trying to control that thing with sweeping, but couldn't pull it off. Steal of 1, it's 3-1 Kalthoff. Fourth end. Team Springer's going to look to bounce back into this one with a deuce in the fourth. Should tie the game and reset things for them. UFO aeration. I wonder how they chose that name. Our title sponsor, S3 Group, the SAS Tour Series. They got some awesome commercials. Awesome products, too. Machining, agriculture, yard work, contractors, all that stuff. Big shout out to S3 Group for their sponsorship of this event. UFO aeration. Aeration's so good, you'd think aliens invented it. No, I don't know that. I don't know a thing about aeration or agriculture. We all know that, though. But big shout out to S3 Group. They're one of the 10 people watching this stream this afternoon with me. Good game, though. Lots of made shots. Lots of respect for each other, these teams. Lead stones have been pretty interesting. Both leads kind of just being asked to do their own thing, throw the guard, throw the draw. Now Austin's got his guard, he's thrown his draw. Kind of ignoring what the other team is doing in favor of setting up their own first 2 rocks. Getting caught on a quick path there. Austin throws his draw through the rings. Coming home, fourth end, a lot of rinks get kind of quick at this time, especially when you're throwing inside out like that. You're sort of coming across the slide path. Doesn't really have the dig that the outside in draws do. I played lead for a few years. over the last few years, and I have studied all the excuses for missing my first 2 stones. So that's a good one I used. Yeah, 4th end coming to the glass. It's getting quicker, boys. Geez, nothing I could do. Looks like they'll be taking away the draw path here, or are they trying to throw a 1 guard? Kind of tough for me to guess sometimes. The way Sam was not touching that one, I'm thinking that they were going for a 1-2 sort of high center guard. Or it was a bit of a draw around that they gave up on. I'm not sure. My feed's a little bit laggy, to be totally honest. It's tough for me to tell what weight they're throwing. But 5 stones down the ice means it's hitting time. Try to take 2 guards off here. Keep the shooter around. He'll stuff it. Dustin throws his hands up a little bit. I think he was expecting they'd call a sweep on that, try to get 3 rocks moving. Yeah, you can see Drew and Austin talking that over as well. Got caught in between there, I think. The call was to make a double peel and leave the shooter as a corner guard. But once that rock was outside, plan B would have been to lay the sweep on it, catch the 2 guards across the top, maybe get 3 rocks moving. But either way, 3 rocks in for either team. It'll be Sam throwing up that 1-2 guard, I think. No, they're calling 8, so this was probably a draw around that they're going for, but this is a rocket. Really hoping for this to slow down is what they're thinking. Maddie's gonna abandon it at the hog line, and that's a yeet. That's a pure miss. Hey, maybe it is getting quicker in this 4th end. Matt was heavy, Austin was heavy, now Sam is heavy. Might be something in that swift current water. Pardon me, they don't serve water in the bar upstairs. That's right. Not a drop to be found. Draw around, little tap. Doesn't remove the stone, gets a nice roll around the corner. Gotta think that was a little heavy. Folks, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm having a tough time guessing what the weight calls are here. My feed is quite choppy. I'm sacrificing my own feed to keep yours 100%. That's how much I love my audience. But as a result, your commentator cannot discern what weight people are throwing. This is a full sweep end to end. Does tick the corner guard. Does bump the center guard into the rings. Rolls for a corner guard himself. Quite a miss. Managed to miss multiple ways in one shot there. Not shot rock, no center guard. Did bump the corner guard off a little bit, so there's that at least. But things are turning up pretty Springer right now. Guards on both wings, lying 1, some backing to work with. This is a playground for multiple points being scored for the team with Hammer. We're missing heavy. The boys are missing heavy. I think the ice is quite quick right now. That's a lot of stones in a row coming quite deep, 6 feet or more deep. So I think it's time to consider the ice. Hit and roll for Sam Wills. Gonna leave a double back. It'll be tough to roll the shooter to a perfect spot, though. Making this double is very likely gonna leave the shooter exposed in some way, but still, very good opportunities for Team Springer. Drew been hitting a lot this game, and he'll get to continue hitting. Waiting for this to curl. 1-2, gets his roll. Somewhat behind cover, maybe a long double opportunity. Geez, you'd have to throw a lot of weight, and I don't think you can quite see enough the top one, but that's about as good as you can ask for. Makes the 2 go away. Springer, line 2, no center guards, no trouble down the middle. 2 guards on the wing. Looking good. The plan to score 2, looking pretty good. Both these stones are behind the tee line. We could see some type of freeze or draw that might spoil a party, but until then, up 2 points. You'd think Kalthoff's going to keep hitting. This is not ice for a double. This looks like ice for just a plain old kind of hit and stick. I don't even think it'd be beneficial for Dustin to roll behind the corner guard here. Hits it and rolls to center line. That'll be pretty nice. Red stones will be a little more grouped together than before. Ideally, that's what you're hoping for with that kind of roll. Not a lot of pressure with that. There's really no exact place to roll that shot stone that's going to really ruin the Springer's chances of getting 2 here. Garrett's first stone, 4th end. Gets a bit of separation, but I think there's a double. I think there's a double. And why not take it on? If you can make the hit and roll, you can make the double. So may as well throw that extra bit of juice, and yeah, you can see Sam cleaning the way. Just a little bit lack of detail with where Garrett's hit was rolled to. Even if you get that about a foot further to the wing, that's going to be No double opportunity. This is already quite a thick one. Well, we'll see if Dustin can make it happen. Final shot for Team Kalthoff in the fourth end. Staring down 2 Springer stones. Gets one. Just a little too thick. Leaves it right down the middle. And that's going to be a hit and stick for 2 for Garret Springer. Big sweep, but no worries. That's a score of 2 for Team Springer. That ties the game up after 4. Fun game so far. Very well played. It'll be Team Kalthoff with hammer when we come back.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Tie game, fourth end, 2 juggernauts facing off. This stream, guys, is just not that popular. 16 watching right now. I'm assuming it's friends and family of the teams. So, hello, friends and family. If you've got any juicy gossip or fun stories, fun little setups for this game, please comment in the chat. Let's have some fun at least. Our small group. First rock of the end. Oh, got to fix my hammers here. It is Team Kalthoff with hammer. After the Springers got their deuce, the Springers. I gotta stop saying that. That's kind of just the sort of the way we refer to the team on tour. Ah, there's 2 of them on there. It's half the team. Screw it. It's the Springers. Why not? Ooh, this rock is off the center line, so tick away, boys. Tick away. Who says the tick is dead? Ringer just made one. Nice sweep call. Nice play. I love the tick. The reason the no tick rule was invented was to create a little more challenge for the leads, get it on the center line. If they don't get it on the center line, punish them. Call that tick. Absolutely love it. Center guards are just so important in today's game. If you have an opportunity to get rid of one, do it. Especially with that very first stone. Love the first stone tick. Not that I can make them, but objectively, really like it. And another center guard comes in, this time right on the straddling the center line. Looks like Austin learned his lesson. It is a draw around the center this time. Can't tick that thing. So, got to draw around it. Leaves about half open. Perfect depth. Nice shot by Ringer. Dustin wants less ice. Better not hit the center guard. Wonder how much weight they're calling for here. If they're trying to get a little nose tap or if they're trying to remove this yellow stone. Looks like enough weight to remove it. Gets the yellow, rolls it behind cover. A little bit anyway. That's a very nice shot. Throwing enough weight to make sure they remove that thing. Got a little distracted there, fixing some cameras. What did I miss? Looks like Springer rock has not been removed. That was intended to be removed. So must have had a miss from Maddie there. Check out the instant replay. Ah, yes. Missed peel. That'll happen. You're making your lead peel. What can you do? People tell me, oh, 3's all the rage. 3's better than 4. Gushu wins with 3 all the time. That's poppycock. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Screwing with that rhythm begs mistakes. It overworks the sweeper. It interferes with the dynamic. Makes you much more tired on Sundays. I don't care what they say. I do not buy this three-piece is better argument. And the peel is made. Gets 1. Doesn't get the second, but that's all right. That would have been a bonus rock anyway. Not a ton of danger here. It's a Team Springer lying 2 stones, but 4 foot largely unoccupied. Team Springer using a stone to replace that center guard. So still lots of opportunity for Team Kalthoff to make something happen here. Drew could not understand why they were sweeping that so hard, and now I see his point. That rock is going to slide all the way to where it's almost biting the 12 foot. It's going to be a pretty easy double. I think Dustin's wondering if they can make this double and roll the shooter into the rings, or just deciding where they want to blast these rocks to. This will be big weight from Sam. Gets them both. Leaves his shooter kind of down the middle. Wondering if they wanted to roll that one a little further to the wing, but I think that's right where they wanted it. Pretty bad collision there. Pumps the Kalthoff stone into the rings. And just like that, it's an opportunity to lie two with no center guards. If you would have told me that 5 or 6 shots ago, I would have not believed you. But here we are. See if Sam Wills can make it work. Heavy clean from ring. There it is. Line 2, no obvious double. Likely a hit and roll attempt. Try to hide behind that center line stone. Not a ton of places to hide. Pretty short run back. Having some trouble figuring out the sweep. Just gets by the top one. They go for a plan B, kind of double, and they get away with it. Late call. Worked out. Still, it's going to be pretty easy call to lie to. Definitely going to be some kind of double, especially if Kalthoff tries to roll a little behind his own corner. There'll never be a way to get them totally flat, so I bet Garrett's going to have a double opportunity. Switching sides there, Matt Rang. Just a hit and stick. Pretty flat, but I wonder, they're close enough together. Maybe there's a double? Nah, looks a little too thin. Just a hit and roll, looks like. Try to hide it around those stones on the right wing. Got a long way to go to get by that guard. It'll be another wreck for Garret Springer this time, though. Not lucky enough to get rid of a stone, so that's going to leave the door wide open. Open draw for 3 for Team Kalthoff. Really strong end from Team Springer, but it all fell apart at some point. Kind of stopped answering the trade for trade rhythm of the end. Now 2 misses from Garret. Leaves the door open for a draw for 3. Dustin Kalthoff. Just needs paint here with the last rock of the 5th end. And he hits it. Score 3 for Kalthoff. That's a 6-3 lead. Garret Springer will have the hammer in the 6th end, looking to make up some ground when we come back.
S3 Delta ATV size harrows are for landowners, arena operators, groundskeepers, contractors, and everyone in between. Our maintenance-free harrows are made of rugged materials which allow work to be done, not done on them. Our harrows are used for maintaining corrals and indoor arenas. They can also level and smooth pastures, gravel paths, and driveways. They're wonderful for preparing seed beds for food plots. They can dethatch and aerate to allow moisture to get where moisture needs to be. Manure doesn't do any good in a pile. Our harrows help break it up and get it dispersed. Best of all, it's not a one-dimensional product, as it can be used in 3 different ways: in an aggressive mode, a less aggressive mode, or even on its back in a smoothing mode, all accomplished with the simple placement of our drawbar. Made in America with American steel in Shenandoah, Iowa.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Welcome back. Ooh, opposite there. It's the S3 group, SAS Tour Series. A little heavy from Matt again. This side coming home, we've seen a lot of heavy draws from both teams. Pretty slick heading home, I'm thinking. Here in the 6th end, no exception. Team Springer looking for a multiple point score here in the 6th. Get themselves back into realistic contention in this game. They are likely to lay it on the line here for a multiple score end. Austin looks to throw his draw behind his guard. Comes a little heavy. Not too bad though. It's buried. Back 4 depth. Nothing too wrong with that. Two guards where they need to be. Or two rocks where they need to be. Good enough at this point. Kalthoff will look to neutralize that stone. We'll draw on top of it. Good movement there. Nice stone from Matt Rang, well swept. They will get rid of it. That's I was a little confused they threw that in the rings. Thought they might throw another guard, but that's all right. They've got a corner guard. They are facing no center guards and not a lot of control over the front of the rings. So not a dangerous situation for Team Springer yet at all. Going for a freeze. I think they're going to get unlucky here. Yeah, positions it sort of in the hole. Still, fine shot. Second or third shot, rock. Going to take a yellow or two with it if Team Kalthoff wants to eliminate it. Team Kalthoff A-okay with losing their rock on the wing behind the tee line in that 8-foot area. Totally fine with losing that guy. This would be a good weight from Sam. Rearranges those rocks beautifully. I don't think they meant to catch the back yellow, but they did. Chipped it over just a little bit to line right up with their existing rocks. So as far as forcing your opponent, that's a great scenario. They've completely surrounded the button. They've got 2 rocks in front of the tee line, one of them touching the center line. Things are looking cozy for Team Kalthoff in the 6th end. Going to take a lot of work for Team Springer to use their corner guard. Gets a roll to a pretty good position. Dustin thinks that's going to be pretty annoying to get rid of, so they'll just opt to peel this corner guard. Not even really a concern at this very moment, but they're in defensive mode, so may as well rip it, which Sam has no problem doing. Wonder if they'll set a guard up here. It might go a little bit of a tap-tap situation. Or I bet they're drawing into the pocket. It's all guesswork at this point for me. Into the pocket they go. A little chip on that top yellow might be perfect. A little tap freeze. Nothing wrong with that. And all of a sudden, Team Springer's got 2 stones. Very difficult to remove. Kind of makes me wonder why Team Kalthoff went for the corner guard peel at that point in the end. Not sure that was ever going to come into play. And now they're hitting a difficult stone anyway. So Sam Wells being asked to rip out that most recently thrown shot stone. No worries if they lose their back one. Will chip the back yellow out. Doesn't quite curl up enough. You could hear Sam asking politely for that rock to curl a little bit more. Did not do so. So now with that danger gone, with the backing stone gone, Team Springer's looking at their reds and they're wondering, geez, is there a way that they can double these off? Red, yellow, red. Not sure that it can happen, but they're just wondering if they need to rearrange those stones themselves or whether they can draw the open side, trusting that there is no way to remove 2 of the reds. This does look like ice for a draw to the open side, so I think Garret has determined, no, these 2 rocks are safe where they are. And without any guards, the most you can realistically hope for is 2 here this end anyway, so may as well spread them out. Do what you can do to make sure that you get 2. Apologies, guys. I keep forgetting to switch the camera to the thrower. Little bit jet lag. Not really feeling myself. Got off a flight from Dublin at about 7:45 p.m. last night, so not the best sleep last night. Feeling a little jet lagged. Successfully spreads those stones out. 3 Springer stones in the rings. Only one of them is obvious in how they're going to remove it. So a multiple score end, indeed, cooking for Team Springer here in the 6th. Looks like a hit and roll, I'm thinking. They could be trying to throw a big double, knowing that if they're a little bit thinner than they want it to be, they're probably going to end up in a good spot, top 4 foot anyway. So yeah, bit of a kind of lack of detail leaving Drew's rock that high. Let's see what they can make happen here. Gets 1 into the pile, kicks 1 more out, a little more. A lot of momentum that rock had coming into the pile, so I think they're just trying to hit it a bit thicker. Not an easy hit, but I think there's going to be a pretty realistic way for Garret Springer to punch this yellow through that pretty wide hole, roll himself to the wing, leave 3 rocks in the rings. Those 2 reds, as they stand right now, are not very easily doubleable. You'd have to hit like a thin half on the outside, losing your shooter in the process. So, geez, very good opportunity here to score 2 or more. Team Springer really managed to turn this end around. Some specific draws and freezes, taps, without any guards. Pretty impressive. Fighting back in the 6th end here. Trying to make this curl. They want to stick this shooter around in the rings, give themselves an opportunity for 3. Can't get the curl. Could not get it going. Now, Kalthoff will have a no-risk double opportunity to clear the rings. Opportunity missed there, Team Springer. Throughout the game, Garret hasn't quite been able to make the hit and rolls and the weight-specific shots that they've called, and it has cost them. Tough double here. Thin half on the outside with the intern. Never, says Sam. Gets one. Jams it a little bit, but there's enough momentum on those stones. It spins out the rings to the back. So it will be a blank. It will be a blank attempt. No attempt necessary, really. I've always wondered if you could opt out of this shot. What if your knee's hurting or you want to save your slides or something like that? Could you ever just say, nah, and kick that rock down? Never seen anyone do it. But it is a successful, let's say, blank attempt. Still a 6-3 game. Team Springer still with hammer. They'll take it into the 7th, try to make their hay then when we come back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Here we go, 7th end. It's a 3-point game. Springer with hammer. Looking to throw a corner guard to get things started. A little deep, but that's okay. Austin Williamson been throwing his guards very well all game. Both leads struggling with the draw around the guard has been a bit more the issue, coming deep more often than not. At ring, we'll try to put another one in the rings. Perfect positioning. Right on top of his previous stone. Top button. Nice shot, ringer. And it will be the draw round. We have not seen Team Springer throw 2 corner guards yet. Must be something they've discussed as a team, that they prefer having 1 guard, 1 tucked in behind, rather than 2 corner guards, 1 on either side. And I get that. 1 guard ends up being ignored most of the time. I threw 2 corner guards throughout my entire junior career. Didn't work. Kept doing it, though. Not sure why. And once again, sails deep. That 2 rock has been a bit of an issue. not using the sweepers, but perfectly buried. It's in the 8-foot. Once again, that's a fine result. Fine, just fine. Especially down 3. You're going to need something to go right for you anyway, down the middle of the sheet. This time, Team Kalthoff will not chase the stone. It is buried enough. They will be throwing another one on top of the pile in the top of the house. Working on that one the whole way. Looks like a center guard. I think they wanted that a little tighter to the rings, but that's going to do fine. Guards Matt's previous 2 shots. Also somewhat cuts off the inside out, the in-turn draw path to the wing. This looks like some kind of tick call. Not sure what they're going for here. Get through the hole. Little chip. Rolls behind the corner. I think that's more or less what was called. Might have been just trying for a tap and sit. It's enough for Dustin Kalthoff to ignore the red stones, even though he's able to peel. Very interesting. Tucking another one in on the in-turn side. Looks like Team Kalthoff is very happy with their 2 stones surrounding the button. They know that those stones need to be moved at some point. So Dustin is calling a draw. Not hitting red. Flying in the face of traditional defensive curling. And that's a perfectly placed stone. Sam Wales puts that right on the money. Now it's Team Springer who will need to move something around. So they will be going for this rock just thrown. They think they can make contact with the pile on the button. So they'll play it tight to the guard, and they'll try to get 2 rocks moving. Gets the top, makes contact with the pile in the middle. Beautiful shot, Dustin McCush. And just like that, things get quite scary for Team Kalthoff. You got 3 opposing stones in the rings. You got 1 of your own, semi-undercover. And now things are going to change gears quite quickly. Try to make a double through the hole, through the port. Will be a double through the port. That's what will be asked of Sam Wells. Lots of rotation. Gets 1, gets 2. Loses his shooter, but that is not a big deal. Doesn't totally lose the shooter. A couple force stones hanging around, orbiting around the 12-foot. Nice shot. But still, that McCush raise and roll. It's going to keep Team Springer's hopes of a multiple score end alive. They've got quite a few rocks left to do it as well. Drew's first stone. Makes the hit, rolls. Just hangs on for second shot. Pretty nice. Another rock length sooner. If that stops just a little bit sooner, there would be no double. It would jam. But now Kalthoff's taking a good long look. It's really just a nose double. It'd be tough to jam. One of those reds is likely going somewhere, even if you do jam it on the yellow in the back. Either way. In-turn double. Bail them out of trouble. Sam Wills being called upon again. Boom, boom. Gets them both moving. Big shot, Sam Wells. Gets his team out of trouble. One yellow remains in the rings. Two reds and a yellow leave. Very nice, Sam Wells. Can't call him Charlie Chaplin because he shaved this morning. Drew's second shot, trying to get this one in the rings. Sweepers are calling tight guard, and they're going to give up on this one. Drew's been forced to hit basically all game. That is pretty significantly light, though. Two centers overlapped, going to give a pretty good opportunity for Dustin Kalthoff to put a nice force stone in the top of the 12-foot or top of the 8-foot. Looks like he's tapping top 4. Draw looks pretty close. Dustin popping up, helping sweep his own stone. Trying to drag this as far as they can. They will only get a biter in the top 12. Starting to make me think this sheet is a little slanted the one way. Now, that's a figurative term, of course. Not actually physically slanted, but maybe a little frostier and slower in the house facing away from the glass and a little slicker in the house facing towards the glass, because we've seen two very short draws in a row there, kind of uncharacteristic. And we saw multiple heavy draws going the other way towards the glass. So, starting to think there's a bit of a bias in the ice. Garrett's going to try the other way, the out-turn side. Hopefully get something buried. Through the hole, see if they can get this buried without going too deep. It will sail a little deep, but that's a nice shot. It's a made shot. Now with Kalthoff lying 2 on the outside, or their second and third shot is what I should say, if they could ever find a way to pick this stone out, they'd have a really good chance of forcing Team Springer, or at least forcing a very difficult blank attempt. But you may as well follow Garret down with the same weight he just threw. Try to freeze one on the button. It's just as effective. And might be even a game-winning shot. So that's what they'll line up. For Dustin Kalthoff's last stone of the 7th end, up 3 points, looking to defend against 2. Trying to get this to curl. Hasn't started moving yet. Here comes Ringer's brush to get some movement. They will tap. Not quite enough to remove the stone, so leaves an opening. It'll be a hit attempt for 2. Looks like Team Kalthoff got caught in between there. They couldn't sweep for weight because they wanted to wait for it to curl. Then once it started curling, they couldn't get it over enough. Tap the red stone back, but not far enough to remove it. So nice effort, but it will be a hit through the port for 2 points for Team Springer. He does tick. He does tick the outside guard. That's happened more than once this game. Unfortunate. He almost gets by. But that'll be handshakes, folks. It's a 4-point secession. It's a four-point victory. 7-3 is the final score for Team Kalthoff. Started off as a really well-played game. Got a little uglier towards the end, but Team Kalthoff makes enough shots to stave off the Springer comeback. 7-3 is your final. Next draw here in Swift Current is 7 o'clock p.m. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining me, folks. Bye-bye.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.